Hey everyone, most people are misinformed on the benefits of baking and stress. Stress can be relieved through baking. Baking in any sense of kneading dough, icing the cake, decorating the cake, putting that extra activity and that extra creativity in something takes your mind off of the extra stress. In this speech, I'm going to talk more about how baking can contribute to relieving your stress. Baking can be a coping method for stress. In 2015, ahead of Great Comic Relief Bake Off, a survey was conducted by the baking company Cake Angels. Cake Angels found that in 1 in 3 people asked and said that they felt more stressed than 5 years previously. And that 80% of those people that were stressed, those 80% of people of them said that they started baking to help relieve the pressure in any of the stress that they was having. 80%. Think about it. If 80% of those people said that, who knows how much of the world is misinformed about the act of baking. 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 No one ever looked at baking as a benefit to their everyday life. Um, also, also, this is just to inform others that baking plays a big role in reducing stress. You know, um, that feeling of making someone else happy is the best feeling you can have. Just going in the kitchen, grabbing a blender, some flour, some sugar, some eggs, and butter, and just focusing your mind on those particular ingredients and taking those steps to make that particular dessert or that particular cake. Those steps in taking in doing those steps in making that cake, you are taking the time to focus on each step. And just like in life has steps. There are steps into getting into different places in your life. There are steps in every process that you go through. There are steps in baking. In baking, we call it recipe. So let's say the recipe for success in relieving stress is what? Baking. Um, Let me introduce you to the benefits of coping through baking and how it contributes to de-stressing. What if I said that focusing your energy on something else that is positive will give you a positive outcome? Being consistent in baking is the key, and you must be focused in order to get positive results. Psychologists say that creativity can be beneficial to a positive emotional functioning of the body. So that constant creativity that you get when trying to make a cake, putting a rose on the cake, putting colorful borders on the cake, just icing in the cake real smooth, just so you can get that pretty look, is beneficial because every detail matters in your life and in baking. Also, Venom said that in the resources, they also said that baking was listed as one of the activities where if you did it, you felt happier, calmer, more energetic the following day. Exercise. Most of the time, people exercise to increase physical well-being and release endorphins that combat depression. Hallstrom also said that art therapy helps a patient project their depression through creating artwork, thereby helping a patient to better understand their condition. Also, let's say baking can be seen as operating on both of these platforms, both of the platforms, increasing physical well being, releasing endorphins, just combating that depression up front. Um, to reiterate on what I'm saying, let's just say that although there are different ways to use baking as a coping method to release stress, the best way is to get into action. Get into action. Do the baking. Do the kneading of the dough. Kneading of the dough. It's like playing with a stress ball. It's like playing with a stress ball. Just knead the dough. Take your mind off of it. Relieve that stress. Whip the icing a little bit more. Get it at the good consistency that it should be at. Just put in the work, and your techniques of baking would be the first start into bettering your mental health. And believe me, it works. Believe me, it works. Most importantly, just learning how to execute the recipes on your own, will allow you to be able to be proud of yourself and focus your energy on something positive, feeling like you have accomplished something no matter how small it may be. No matter how small it may be, no matter how big it may be. And just being able to sit in one spot and not think about that negative energy that has been brought to you that made you so stressed. Now that there is a clarification on how baking can be beneficial to a person's well-being, let's look back on the ingredients that is used to fulfill a peaceful mind. First, psychologists have found that baking can be used as a coping method for de-stressing. Let's say these coping methods consist of different steps, or as bakers may call it, ingredients. We can use steps as ingredients to a recipe, or certain ingredients can contribute to your well-being for relieving that stress. So we're going to go through these 7 steps, these 7 secret ingredients, these 7 steps that will help you to live a stress-free life. The first ingredient is to focus. Just focus, remove all the negative energy from your thoughts. Think positive. Second, identify the problem. As bakers may say, identify what the recipe is. What comes with the situation, in your mind. What comes with the recipe? What do you need up front to get the recipe started, and what ingredients? Put your ingredients together. Put all your ingredients together. Get your bowls out. Clean the table off. Do all the steps you need to do, and figure out what you need to do in order to get this cake baked. Third, finding your creativity. The art of baking comes from the mind and thoughts. You have to find your creativity. You never know what you can do until you actually sit down and do it. Until you actually sit down and focus your energy on something else. Fourth, putting the icing on the cake. Just making sure that problem is solved. Putting that extra sprinkle on the cake. Putting that rose on the cake. Changing the color of the cake. Add some chocolate chips to your cookies. That extra creativity can go a long way. Fifth, showing your love through your baking. Showing your love through your baking means, making that cake for someone else, giving it to someone else, and then just feeling that warm feeling inside for seeing the smile on someone else's face. That's the key. That's one of the keys to de-stressing yourself. Fifth, just showing your love through the product so that you can understand that self-love. Just showing it how much you love something is the best. 6, giving even if it's just not for yourself, making it for others. Make other people feel happy brings joy to you. 7th, last but not least, 7th, feeling complete. Add the extra sprinkle to your cake, as I was saying. Add extra sprinkle to your cake. Add some chocolate drizzles to your cake. Cherry on top. If it makes you feel better inside, it brings peace. Don't hesitate to do it.